Hi everybody, Claudia here with We're Just Two Sisters, and I'm going to take you through a very quick flip through of this fun and just sweet little Valentine's folio. So this one is made out of a brown bag. You've seen the brown bag journals before. This one has a Valentine theme, and it's made with very vintage sheet music as well as vintage Valentine Day cards for children. So again, it's made out of a little brown lunch bag, and it's held together with this elastic band. Has quite a bit of stretchy room there, so the more you fill it up, it'll still be appropriate to use that band, or you can tie a little ribbon around it, whatever you choose to do. It is one signature that is sewn in, and I've also used this pretty polka dot cloth here. Let's check it out inside. So when you first open these little brown bag journals, there's the very first page, and I've again used really old sheet music, so you can kind of see where it got even more distressed after sewing on it, but I really like how that looks. I can show you a little closer here. It's not going to come apart. It's not only sewn, but it's also glued with Fabri-Tac, which is a permanent glue that I find is probably the most durable glue out there for gluing fabrics and gluing papers together. So again, these are all vintage Valentine Day cards that I was fortunate enough to find a whole box of. This is the actual little journal, and I've used pinking shears to do the edges of the journal pages. The journal is made up of my own coffee and tea dyed papers. There's some nice linen paper. There's also some vintage sheet music, graph paper, just plain writing paper, lots of different pages here with lots of textures and patterns and feel and also sound. As you can see, I love the way the crinkle of the coffee dyed paper. But there's quite a few pages in the journal. The journal is intentionally left blank so that you can make it your own. You can write in it, tell a story in it. You could also embellish the pages even further. You could also even attach Valentine Day cards or love poetry. Just so many possibilities for these little journals. Here's a pocket on the other side of the cover of the journal. There's 3 little tags in here that again are vintage illustrations from Valentine cards. I just love the old vintage Valentines. I think they're so romantic and cute. They don't make them like that anymore. Although I did find a box of them at one of the local drugstores that was kind of a replicas of the old vintage. And a couple of the other journals that I made have those. This has a pull-out here. It is a lovely little To My Sweet Valentine with sheet music on the back. All her learned to know you seem to love you. And that just slides right down into that pocket. I liked that little hand on there. And each of the little sheet music have a little story to tell. So if you go back to this one, says Dreaming of You. There's a little devil in your eye. Here, this one says Getting Old-Fashioned Kisses. This one says, You see how happy we would be. This also has a pull-out here. And this is a vintage postcard writing. And this one just slips right down in here. It has a fun little latch on it, a little pull. And then on the back side, there's yet another pull-out. And this one is a very old vintage embossed card. It has the original writing on it. Sent to a Master Stanley Herman, Enterprise, Kansas. Back in the day when you just really put the person's name and the city that they lived in. This is very old. It's like 1910. So that piece in itself is quite the little treasure. And, you know, it's hard. Sometimes I want to just hold on to these wonderful, you know, old things that I find. But then I think, well, you know what? Why not just share them with someone else? And then on the back of this one is, again, a lovely little vintage Valentine sewn on to the vintage sheet music. 2 hearts beat with a joy. This little flower I cut out of burlap and just a little embellishment there. And the way, again, that this closes up is this one closes first, and the journal closes here, and then this one just goes over. And this little band is very easy to attach. You, again, it's elastic, so you simply have to just slip it over the side, and it has quite a bit of room for you to expand and grow this little journal. So I hope you've enjoyed the little walkthrough. It's available on the Etsy store, and that's www.we'rejust2sisters.etsy.com, and that's We're Just Two Sisters with the number 2. www.we'rejust2sisters.etsy.com. So thanks again for checking it out, and I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day filled with all the loves of your life. Thanks.